What's up, everyone? So today we're gonna talk about the Hero Shad. So yesterday I had a few hours to fish before Thanksgiving dinner. So I went out to one of my local lakes. Wind was blowing at a constant speed of 16 miles per hour with some gusts blowing at around 25 to 30. As many of you guys know, I fish off of the kayak 99% of the time. When the wind is blowing that hard, positioning the kayak becomes a challenge, right? Especially when you're targeting very specific uh, points, ambush points, drop-offs, structures. I usually have one opportunity to make a cast before my kayak is at a sub-optimal spot, and I usually don't have the time to wait for the bait to sink down if the fish are sitting at 15, 25 feet. That's where the Hero Shad comes in. With the Hero Shad, I can get to the spot, make a cast, and immediately work the bait. Because soon I'll be out of position, right? The harder I pump the bait, the deeper it will go. So at full cast, I can get the bait down to 8 to 9 feet. Easy. And I've confirmed this with my graph as well. With the drawing power of the bait, fish will come up from 25, 30 feet, especially in clear water, just to check out the bait. And again, this is something that I've seen on my graph. If they see what they eat, if they like what they see, they would eat it. Compared to the 250, I typically have to wait 25, 30 seconds to work those fish that are sitting at the drop-off at 25, 30 feet, right? And the bait usually comes up pretty fast with a line like CXX. I usually don't mind working the 250 like this, but it becomes impossible when there's a strong wind and targeting those deeper fish because I want to be at that particular spot on my kayak to work the bait in. So how does the Hero Shad get to 8 to 9 feet? Well, as you retrieve the bait kind of nose down like this. And it does it in a fairly wide glide as you work down the bait. And the harder you work the bait, the more it noses down, right? And look at the cross section of the bait. It's quite thick, right? Pushes a lot of water out of the way. So especially in a windy condition, I feel like it has a much larger presence than most baits out there, just by the sheer cross-sectional area right there, right? And not only that, when baits noses down like this, like the HPH, it sends a huge flash. I can see it from the top-down perspective, but I'm sure from the bottom-up position that it flashes just as hard, especially in clear water, as I mentioned before. Now, my Hero Shad setup is pretty simple. I do have a split ring in the front, right? That's where I tie my line. I typically have double split rings. I have only lost 2 fish or 2 eats on the Hero Shad. I haven't lost very many eats, and usually when the fish eats the Hero Shad, they T-bone it. Even though, and it's a lot of the times I don't see the eat either because of how deep the bait is, like 8 or 9 feet. So I don't know if they headshot the bait, but regardless, even with the front hook hanger being so far back, again, I typically don't have an issue with hookup with the Hero Shad. With the 250, when they headshot the bait, I lose 50% of the fish. Looking at the setup that I use, I like to throw that on the DRT Artex Cyclone, Abu Garcia Beast 300 7.5, so the high speed reel, the HS. DRT variable 140 millimeter. Just a dream with the setup. Before I had that setup, I've thrown it on the extra heavy workshop Lowdown Customs, and it's good for that one too. It's in the upper limit of the sweet spot, and it handles the bait just fine. One thing to keep in mind though, I've had a handful of these baits. About half of them tend to have the joint lock up. This one in particular, it can never happen just because of the degree of motion there. The joints are kind of too close together, so it can't really jam up. But with some of my other Hero Shad, I've had it can bend much farther, and as you can see, it can lock up the bait like that. And so what I do is I just file the edge. So when this happens on a cast, so you can, I just give it a quick jerk and it fixes itself. So it's not really of an issue with this one because I filed this one down. It does happen occasionally, but it's easily fixable. So this one I really don't mind. So just bear that in mind. And another positive thing about the Hero Shad is that there's no hype to this bait. I got 3 of them for $370, which is, I think, it's a steal. And the quality of fish, I've noticed that it's that I've caught on the Hero Shad is better than the quality of fish I catch on 250. Yeah, just to keep that in mind. Yeah, so yesterday I went out for a few hours. Within 15 minutes of launching, I got bit on my first cast. I could feel on my rod that the fish didn't touch any of the hook points. So I knew that I had a shot, that I would have a shot at this fish again later when the light is lower. So I fished at a different spot for 3 hours. I happened to catch a pretty big smallmouth, between 4 and 5 pounds. And then I went back to the first spot where I got bit, and within my second or third cast, the fish ate it. And then, yeah, so enjoy with the bonus clip from last week.
Guess what? Yes. Oh. 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 So cool. Big smallmouth on the Hero Shad. Yes! Oh, yes! Oh my gosh! Whew.
Oh, sick eat. Oh, yes.